Hey guys, it's me, LaShanda Henry here, creator of SisterSense.com and the Webtech Girl, GURL.com video series. This continues my discussion on how to improve, create, and build your own social networking community. I am today talking about my social network checklist, a couple of things that newbie network creators should consider when building their own space. 10 recommendations that I have for you. So, if you, again, before I even get started, please make sure you're taking notes. And if you have questions, let me know, okay? So, number one, when creating your own social networking community, one of the first things you need to consider is your starter content. Most people get so excited about creating a network, especially when you're using something like Ning.com. You can create a space in less than 10 minutes, and it's so easy to do so. So, people think, well, it's easy to create the space, everything else is going to be easy, but you do have to build on something. One of the things I love, and if you read my ebook, Create Your Own Ningalicious Network, I link back to one of the first how-to articles I read about building your own Ning network, and it essentially said you don't want to invite people to a party that's not happening. You know, if it's boring, nobody wants to be there. So before you even start inviting people, think about your starter content. So are you going to create a groups initially that kind of best reflect the topics related to your Ning network audience? So, for example, you're looking at MySpace Black Businesswoman Online. I created groups like people who are network creators, people who like to create crafts, people who locally are business entrepreneurs in North Carolina. You know, thinking about different groups that I can off the bat create so people again are not coming to an empty space. So creating groups, what type of discussions you want to initially have on your network. I believe that having a space for people to just introduce themselves is a good idea. Video content, you know, you can create your own video content. You do have a video directory on your network. You can also go to spaces like YouTube, or the list goes on, and pull video content that you think would be interesting to your audience. So again, thinking about that starter content and making sure that your space is information entertainment rich before you even start to tell people about it is a good idea. Number two, new members. People come onto your space, they have absolutely positively no clue what to do. So, how are you going to help them? What do you do for new members when they come on your space? Are you going to send them a welcome message? When they come to your space, is there a page for new members to basically get a how to of how to navigate the space? Are you going to create a video even and say, well, this is my network, and here are a couple of things as a new member that I'd like you to see? In the forum, as I mentioned previously with starter content number one, do you plan on having an introductory discussion? Hey, welcome yourself to the network and tell people who you are. What are you going to do for your number one? I should say, what are you going to do for your new members? That's something that you should be thinking about. Number two, old members. Everybody's new at first, but eventually, you know, the newbies become oldies, and you want to make sure that anybody who is on your space is always informed, entertained, and connected. So for the old members that are building up on your space, do you have regular activities for them? Do you have a newsletter? Are you doing anything to make sure that they're proactively coming back onto your space? So can they blog consistently? Are you blogging? Are you writing? A lot of times people have networks and they think, okay, it's just about the people on the space and I really don't have to do anything. The more people that I get, the more active they become. But that gives me, I should say, that brings me to point number four. You want to make sure that if you want to create an active network, you have to be 200% more active than the people on your space to drive momentum and to show them the ropes. That means that in addition to creating starter content, you're answering their questions, you're commenting when they post, you're saying, oh wow, I love that blog, you're welcoming people and leaving them a comment on their page when they join. You are being active, so you're setting the stage and promoting people to be active as well. You're also thinking about when people create a discussion and you think, wow, this might be really interesting. If you watched one of my original videos and I said to you, this is how on your network, if there's an interesting discussion, you can either feature it or you can share it to your members. You're sending them a newsletter or clicking that share button so they can join in on the conversation. So being active, being proactive about showing members how to be active is so vital to building a very strong, very entertaining, information-packed space, okay? The better it is, the more interesting it is, the easier it is for you to get more people, because when people like your space, they're going to invite their friends, family, and business associates to join your space as well. Number 5, I want to talk about monetization.